Mhm. So hi everyone. Good morning. Welcome. Well, I guess it's not morning anymore. It's 12:30. Welcome everyone. This is Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. My name's Steve, and today we are doing some Accuquilt, some applique Accuquilt actually. So hi Lynn, Jean, Brenda, Sharon, Melissa from Texas. Oh, a couple people from Texas, Alabama, Springfield, Missouri. People from all over the country. I tell you, it's a nice day here in Pittsburgh. The sun's sort of out, and it's decent weather for the beginning of March. So we're glad to be here. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We're a little bit late. It's always hit or miss whether I get it here on time to get the show started. I was here early today too. I got to the shop at like 8:30, and I still we're a little bit half hour late. Next time I'll have to get here at 8 to get everything ready. But coming up with an idea today for Accuquilt. So Accuquilt is a die cutting system that really helps you to cut quilt blocks and things like that. So what it was started from was it's really an accurate system for cutting quilt blocks out, but they're also really known for the applique pieces that you can cut out today. So I thought we were going to focus that a little bit more on that today rather than building a quilt block is the applique side. So um, oh, Sandra wants. I did. I'll have to get back to you, Sandra. Well, I'll call you later if we can just make a note of that. Um, so first things first. So we have a spring event coming up. Do you know it is springtime? This Sunday we have to set our clocks spring forward. So we lose an hour, but that's good. That means that sun's going to be out a little bit later for us. So that's great. But in April, coming up in April is our spring event. And if you haven't signed up yet, please do so. We have spots open in the first session and the last session. We'd like for you to all to come. So there's some of the projects we're making is um, a tote bag made entirely on the serger. You'll get to do that ladder stitch and put a zipper in. But this project, we told Tiffany we want our project done completely on the serger. No sewing machine needed. So on the Bernina L890, you're going to be making this tote bag to take home, and you'll get it finished in class, which is great. So that's one class. One of the other classes, you're going to be in front of the new Bernina 990. It's Bernina's top of the line machine. So it's so nice sitting in front of the new machine, especially as nice as the Bernina is. But you're going to learn pinpoint placement and do quilt blocks perfectly placed inside these lines. So you're going to make this pillow. You're going to learn how to make a zipper. Look how good that zipper pack looks. There's a zipper under there. You're going to learn how to do this on the Bernina. So little Deb and I are teaching that class. There's going to be an Accuquilt class that you're going to do, that you're going to learn. You're going to make a set of these in the Accuquilt class. And Carol said, this isn't enough for the 3-hour class. So I also think you guys are going to make a wallet with Accuquilt, cutting the shapes out, which I think is really great. But look how great these turned out. So you're going to get a chance to make these. So you get 2 of these out of 1 towel, which is really fun. So, and then the other, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then Gloria's class with my design center, IQ Designer, you guys are going to do a candle luminara thing. So you'll get there's a candle inside that you'll be able to, it like goes through, the light goes through it, right? To do the luminara. So that's a really fun project. So if you haven't signed up, please sign up. It's a great time. You'll really enjoy yourself. And it's a lot of fun to come see us. So, but that is our spring event. So let's get started on what we're doing today. I guess if this is your first time watching and you're on Facebook, you should register. So in the comment bar, just type in the word register. A new screen pops up and you put in your first name, last name, email address, and phone number, and then come back over to the show so you can catch what we're doing here. But to download our app, it's the best way to view is downloading our app. So this is what I came up with today as something to work on is applique with the Accuquilt. So there is a feather die, and it's right here. This is the feather die that you can do to make all kinds of different feather shapes and stuff. So Accuquilt's website, I'm going to show you guys today. I have my computer here. I'm going to show you guys today a lot of the resources. So these are some patterns that are on Accuquilt's website. So this is where I got my inspiration here, is to do that little table runner. But look at all the different shapes you can do. You can design this right on your screen. You can do this in software. There's an brilliant Accuquilt software that we know is out there that we're trying to get the details on to kind of make this stuff easier with Accuquilt and the applique shapes. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna get to the bottom of it and be able to bring that to you. So there's a relatively inexpensive software from Embrilliance. Like embroidery software can cost thousands of dollars, but Embrilliance, this Accuquilt one is in like less than 200, I want to say. So it's a really neat program to be able to do some of these shapes on your computer, but you can do it right on the screen on your machine, and that's what we're going to do today. But I thought this was really neat, so I looked at this as a project that we're going to kind of work on today. Here's some directions. So these are all free on Accuquilt's website. I just printed them off, and we're going to learn how to organize these shapes into that arrangement on our machines today. Oh, do I have a mouse over there? I do not have a mouse.
There's one in the drawer.
There's one in the drawer? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do that today. But first, I want to show you where you go to get the applique shapes and stuff like that from Accuquilt's website. So I'm gonna look at that on my computer. But let's show them what I worked on today. So this one is the blanket stitch. You know, actually take it out of the hoop now because we're done with working this in the hoop here. Let me take it out. And Kate, what day are you? What session are you teaching at the event?
Friday.
You're teaching Friday. Oh, so definitely sign up for the Is it the Friday? Oh, you're teaching. Oh, okay. That's the middle session. That one's full. That's great. Yeah. So if you're coming to the middle session, our favorite person, Kate here, she is going to be teaching because Tiffany has something going on with her sons. So you guys know Kate. Well, you might not know her because she's always behind the camera, but she's going to be front row instead of headlining the class, and we're excited about that. It's her first time teaching with us here. I'm sure it's not her first time hosting something like that. She's been through college and stuff, so she's done a lot. But first time teaching a sewing lesson with us like this, so we're excited because she's going to do awesome. So we look forward to that. So, but look at this. Look at this here. So this was my attempt here to do this with the blanket stitch. Okay. Now zoom in, Kate, because I want them to see like what happened here. So this is like the start of the table runner, and I did the blanket stitch because I was pressed for time this morning. I really wanted the satin stitch, but look at my edges here. You could trim that up. To kind of just peel that up, and you could trim that with scissors. But I'll tell you what, when you're working with that blanket stitch, like some of them turned out perfect. Like this one looks perfect there, but some of them I was just a little bit off, and you have to be really perfect. And when I lined these all up, I thought I was really had it on there, but there's not as much forgiveness when you do a blanket stitch. The Accuquilt designs come in 3 different designs. There's a satin stitch, which is the most forgiving. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. Is the satin stitch because it's a little bit thicker, so you can cover some of this. But the blanket stitch is really unforgiving. But some of my feathers look really great. Other ones I was just a little bit off. So I just wanted to show you guys that like if you're a little bit off, you might have to peel that edge up and just get your scissors in there and trim if you're married to that blanket stitch. The motif stitch is a little more forgiving, but that blanket stitch, I just it didn't turn out just exactly how I wanted, but that's okay. But I wanted to show you guys because not everything is going to turn out perfect. So that's the blanket stitch. But the other side we're going to do the satin stitch today. So first, let's go find on Accuquilt's website how you download these designs. So I got my computer here, and they want you to create an account with Accuquilt because all the free stuff is free if you create an account with them. So it's easy to do. You just go to accuquilt.com, and I'll show you on the computer here. It's coming up. So it's Friday, TGIF, right? Friday, yeah. It's never really Friday for us because we always work Saturdays because we're in retail. But Saturday is a short day. It's like a fun day. We don't have a show on Saturdays, so it's almost like a day off, right? Yeah. And then Sunday is our real day off, and back at it Monday. So we're gonna go to accuquilt.com. Let's go there. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm on Accuquilt's website, and that's the main page there of what we're doing. So we're gonna go into the search bar here, and the feather dye is what I'm working with here. So it's the feather dye. So I'm just gonna type in feather. Oops. Okay, feather, and hit search. So with this, you'll see the word studio. Unless you have the studio die cutter, they're like wooden dies with a big crank. They go through multiple layers. You don't want to download the studio ones. You want to look for the other ones. So here's the feather die there. But look, so here's some, oh, right down here. Okay, so these ones here, these are all free to download. And that's what this was here. Just a little pattern, just to show you some shapes to do them, things like that. And then down here is where see, that still says studio. Okay, right here, Go Feather Embroidery Design. See how it's free right there? And then there's the satin stitch, blanket stitch, and the motif stitch. But look at down here, even like that, that tree you could do with the feathers. There's my table runner idea. And then I think these are kind of different feathers as we go down. Oh, look at that one. That's a pretty one there too. That big quilt with all the feathers there. So that's something you could do as well. So we are going to go to this one here because we want to download those files. So we're going to say add to bag. So it's adding it to our bag, and then I think you got to go check out. So we add it to the bag, and let's go find where that is. So, oop, I got to sign in. Let me see if I can sign in here. Oop. Okay, so I think I signed in there. Let's go back to feather and find our feather again. So you might want to sign in first. Let me do this way. There we go. So here's our feathers, and we're going to go down, and we're going to grab this one right here. So it's the Go Feather Designs Embroidery. Remember, if it says studio, it's not, might not be for us because we don't have the studio one. But this one, we're going to add to bag. If you tap on it, what happens here? Oh, add to downloads. So if you tap on it, we can go add to downloads. Did that work? And then just download pattern. It's real simple. And then it pops up here in that little arrow with the circle, and you tap on there, and there it is, the embroidery designs. So it puts them in one of those zip folders, and you have to unzip it, extract the files. So from here, like, oh, it's real small. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, maybe not. But it says extract all. So you just tap extract all and extract. I'm sure you guys have extracted things before. With different embroidery designs and stuff like that. If you have trouble with this part, just find the closest 14-year-old and they'll be able to help you. Did you use the embroidery files for blanket stitch? I did. I used the blanket stitch for time because I wanted to get my sew out done faster. And I should have done the satin stitch. I always like the satin stitch best. It's the most forgiving. So that way it covers up if you aren't perfectly on. So we're going to work on the satin stitch today. So you download your files, you put them on a flash drive, and then you're able to take them over your machine. Okay? So that's Accuquilt's website. Just some stuff on there. It's really resourceful with Accuquilt's website. So if you haven't been there, go take a look because there's a lot you can download from there and stuff. So we are going to head over to the machine, and we're going to see how we organize the design files to get into this shape here. So this is that's the shape we're going for, is that one there. And you can add to it. I thought it'd be neat to add a couple more feathers down to the bottom of it if we want to, just to add a little more. I'm thinking about putting like one of these here down at the bottom, and then even in the center of the table runner, you could do something else. So we'll just go over to the computer or over to the machine here and play. So you said there's a mouse in the drawer here. Okay. Oh, yep, there's one. Good. I hope this one works. Oh, in that drawer? Yeah. Okay. Which, this one?
The top one of that.
This one, okay. Oh, perfect. It's all right here. Oh, great. Perfect. So we are on our Brother Avenir, but you could do this with any machine. So let's take a look. So I'm just going to wake the machine up here. And there's our blanket stitch that we were working with. And we'll get our mouse plugged in here. So I'm using a wired mouse. You can also use a wireless mouse on this machine. So to start, we are going to just, we're just going to go home for now. And we're going to start over here. So home, and there we go. Everyone still with me out there? Oh, good. Okay. So we, first we're going to go into embroidery. And we're going to go into our pocket. And we're going to pull up the designs. So they are on our USB drive here. And there's the embroidery Go Feathers. So they're in that folder there. And these are the PES files we're working with. And I'm going to use the satin stitch this time. So here's the blanket stitch. The motif would probably work out too, because it's got a little it's a little thicker. You know, maybe I might try the motif stitch, because we know what the satin stitch looks like. I might just tempt fate here and try the motif stitch. So why don't we do that? So I'm going to choose this one to start. So they call it the small feather. So let's do that. And we're going to go, can we add more? Can we add that one? Can we add the motif, that one? Can we add this one too? Nope. Okay, just one at a time. So let's do the small feather first. And we have that on the screen, and we're going to go set. Now, when I was working with this, I found it a little easier to have the, so I went up to settings, so the gear up here at the top, and we're going to change the grid. So the grid here, I found it easier to do either the 1-inch or the 3/8 inch grid. You can do either one depending on you're going for. I did the 3/8. If it's too busy for your eyes, you can always do the 1-inch grid. It just helps you get things lined up a little better as you're working here. So there is our first design that we're going to start with. And then we are also going to go to Add. So down to the corner here and click Add. And we're going to go back into our pocket, to our USB stick, back into the feathers, PES, and then we're going to grab the motif stitch, the one that's curved, because on this feather die, there's like one that's teardrop shaped like this, and then there's curved ones like this, okay? So we're going to go set on there, and set. Okay, so I'm going to take this one over here, and this first one, I think it's in the center. So let's go edit. Let's check the move. Okay, and that one's perfectly in the center. That's great. So then we're going to go to rotate. Click on the one we want to rotate. Because remember, the look we're going for is that right there, okay? So, and it doesn't have to be exactly that. It can be something close. That's just kind of your inspiration. So we're going to go rotate here. And I'm going to rotate this, try 50 degrees, maybe 60 degrees. Let's try that. And I'm just going to move that in to kind of be close there. And you can even zoom in if you want to see a little better. That's good. And then just nudge this to get it where you want it. And that looks good there, okay? I like the way that looks for this to start. Let's do edit. And then I'm going to use the copy button here, the duplicate. So this one's selected, the red box is around it. The 2 squares here is going to duplicate that. And then I'm just going to mirror image it. So I'm going to flip it. And then let's go to move. And let's move it over. And what you can do, if you click on this one that we already have in position the way we like it, it's negative 0.45 inches below and 1.4 inches to the right. So when you click on this one, you want to match those numbers. So it was 4.5 and 1.4. So we want the top number to be 4.5. Oops. Let's just kind of move it where we think it needs to go. So you can click on it and move it around. And that's, we got the 4.5 there. And this was 1.4 because you're just matching the same position. So this one's got to go over to there. But then when I look at them, it looks a little bit like the spacing's a little bit different here. So just eyeball it and just move that over so it matches pretty well. And I think that looks good there. I like the way that looks. And then, so that's, we got the top 3 done. So we're going to do the 2 right below it. So we're selected here. Let's do edit, copy again, and then let's do rotate. And let's rotate this one a little bit and kind of move that one into place. And I think we need to rotate it some more. Maybe like that. I kind of like the way that looks. So that one looks good there. So then let's say okay. This one's selected, so let's go ahead and copy that one again. So copy, and then let's mirror image it so it flips this way. Let's kind of move it over into place where we think it needs to go. So once you kind of get it where you want to, click on the move, and then you can just nudge it down. Let's see, that one's 5.7. I like the way that looks. So we got those 4 placed. So we're getting there. We got, what, 4 more to do here? So then let's say okay. Let's go ahead and let's zoom back out so we can see where we're at. These next ones, we're going to have one come out from here and one come out from there. Same thing on this side. So we're going to go, let's copy this one. So that one's selected. Let's hit copy. And this one is going to go right over here. I like that. So let's copy this one again. So we're going to go copy. We're going to flip it. We're going to take that one and just move it over. It's close to where we want it, so let's go move. Let's nudge it around. So if we click on this one, 1.1 and 3.84. So this one, 1.1 and 3.84. How do we like that? That looks good. I like that. And then we're going to put one more down in here and one more down in here. So I'm going to click this one. I'm going to say okay. We're going to copy that one again. I'm going to, I think I need to flip it and then rotate it. So I hit the flip button. We're going to rotate. Let's rotate it around. Kind of tuck it in there. And then just use your nudge keys. How's that look? Maybe if we rotate it this way a little bit and then nudge it up a little bit. That looks good. I like the way that looks. So then let's say OK. This one's selected, so let's copy that one. And then flip it again. And then come over and we'll put it in place up here. And then let's go to move. And then if we check this one over here, this one is negative 2.38 and 4.09. So 2.38, 4.09. So let's check. So 2.48. So we need to go 2.38 on that one. And 4.09 on the bottom number as far as left, right. So 4.09. Okay, now they match. Okay, how do we like that? We're all good? Everyone's still out there? Getting to kind of understand what we're doing here? And let's look at our picture here. And it's close to what it looks like. It doesn't have to be exact, but I like the way that looks. So we're gonna go with that is our design. So when I was working with this, I rotated the whole design. So I'm going to select everything on the screen. So this button right here, multiple selection. So it's the square, circle, triangle. I'm going to click there. And then select all the circle, square, triangle with all the red boxes around it. That selects everything for us. And then I'm going to say OK. And I want to rotate this whole design because how I'm going to hoop it in my hoop. But rotate's grayed out. So we're going to group everything. So here's our group button. So we're going to group everything together. Now it's grouped as one design, and our rotate comes back. So we can rotate this 90 degrees that way. And then let's center it on our hoop. Okay, how's that look? Pretty good? Is this an IQ? No, this is just regular embroidery because this is an embroidery design. Not a, we weren't creating this in IQ. So these are embroidery designs, and we're just in our embroidery edit screen, and we're just embroidering this out. So the hoop I'm using today was the 9.5 by 14. It's a good size for this to fit into. It's probably the closest size that we have that matches this. I guess I could maybe use an 8 by 12. There's not much room here for the 12 side, so I think the 9 by 14 is a good size for this one. So then let's just say OK here, and then let's go to embroidery. So our design is ready to embroider, so we got to get our fabric together, ready to hoop up, okay? So let's go up to the table and take a look at how we did that. So we need to cut out our pieces for our shape here, because we're going to kind of make this into a table runner. So since our Accuquilt's right here in the middle, we're going to go ahead and cut out our shapes. So I picked some batik fabric here. And what I've done is I've taken Hot Fix, featherweight Hot Fix, and I've applied it to the back. And I'm just peeling off the paper here. And when you're working with Accuquilt, sometimes you have to just think like, what's the best way to maximize the use of your fabric? So when I was doing this, I need that scoring tool. There we go. So when I was doing this, this die is like 5 inches wide, and then I measured on here that the bigger feather is just over 3 or just under 3 inches. Okay, so I cut my fabric to be 3.5 inches. Okay, score with a pin. Yes, that definitely helps. I cut my fabric to be 3.5 inches. That gives me a little wiggle room on this side, a little wiggle room on that side. And then I need some feathers cut in this shape, most feathers cut in this shape, a couple in this shape, but I also need them in both directions too. So I need to lay my fabric right side up and wrong side up to do this. So we're gonna kind of do it both ways. So let's take this off. I do need a pin. Look on the floor for a pin. Let's use the scissors here. You coming to my rescue, Kate? Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Let's score that. There we go. Once you get it scored, that's great. We have a scoring tool that works really well for this. Okay, so there we go. Peeling that off. And I used our Laura Star iron to fuse this on. When you're fusing with the Laura Star, it goes by so fast. It's like instantaneous when you're using the Laura Star. I know when you're using a regular iron, you have to like hold. What does the package say? Let's see, because there's our featherweight hot fix. It says iron straight down approximately for 10 to 15 seconds in each spot. So you have to hold the iron 1, 2, 3. That's a long time. But with the Laura Star, it's like instantaneous. You hit it with the steam, and it really adheres quickly. So, and I'm not the most patient. I'm not the most patient when it comes to that. So I end up like it not sticking right. And I went and got this iron and brought it over because I knew I was hot fixing stuff, and it just makes it a lot easier when you're hot fixing. So, oh, that pin really helps. Okay, there we go. Let's tear that off. Good. And then you can see it's shiny on one side. And I was able to take the hot fix, because I cut my strips of fabric like 5 or 6 inches this way. So I just cut with the fabric 5 or 6 inches. And then the hot fix is this wide. So I just laid my pieces on top of each side of the hot fix on a long roll, and I was just able to do this. And I figured what I can do is if these are like 3.5 inches, it covers the feather completely like that. And then the center part here, I'm just gonna put this right in between those feathers like that, and then lay it and just flop it down that way. And that was the most like efficient way to use my fabric. So this is gonna cut some purple ones this way, it's gonna cut some blue ones this way, and I have it adhesive side, or the adhesive down. And then I'm gonna take the next one, so we have them both directions. I'm gonna put the purple on this side this time, and just line up where that matches right there, and just flip that over, okay? So we'll get some feathers cut in both directions here. So you can go through 6 layers of fabric with this, but when you have hot fix or some kind of interfacing on, it counts as a half a layer. So I have, I bet I could do one more. What do we have? 2, 3, 2. Yeah, because there's 3 there. I'll do this one here. And this side, we need more of that one. So let's see how we did. Equal there. Okay, so I think that'll be good. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do one this way. We'll just center that up that way. Good. And then I'm using the Go Big Electric here. I'm going to cover my mat. And then we're just gonna send this through. So right now the Go Big Electric, they have a special going on that if you purchase the Go Big Electric, it's their largest cutting machine, you get the die catcher for free. So the die catcher just catches your die as it comes out so it doesn't flop on the table. And then this is the part that I love, is that inside the die catcher is where your power supply goes. Love, love, love that. We lose power supplies around here just because we're so busy moving stuff around that sometimes these just get lost because there's no great place to store it on the cutter itself. So it goes in here, you can wrap the cords up there and it lives there forever and you don't have to worry about what you're gonna do with your power supply. So that's that. And that just bumps right up against there for the die catcher. So if you order the Go Big Electric cutter for the month of March, you get the free die catcher. It's a $179 value is the MSRP. I think the sale price is $149. So it's a great opportunity if you want to get the Go Big Electric. This is coming free for this month. So we have it cut here. So I'm just gonna rub just to get rid of the static electricity, and then I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna just pull it towards me off like that. And then with this, I'm just gonna hold on to our feather pieces here. And we're just going to pull our feather pieces out. And then that piece, we'll just take that away. And then here is our feather pieces. So I'm just gonna take all our feather pieces and kind of lay them off to the side.
So Peggy's asking, does that include the bundle, the die catcher?
It's the item in the bubble right now includes the free die catcher. Yep. If you order the Ready Set Go Big, it's like that big bundle. I don't think it does, but I'll find out. I can find out for sure. But right now, just the way they have it on their website is that if you order the Go Big Electric by itself, because I think that bundle is a really special price to get the cube, the 2.5-inch strip cutter, and all that stuff for $9.99. I don't think they're including the die catcher in that, not according to the website, but I can find out for sure. So I cut part of my feathers with the right side up. We are going to do the wrong side up this time. So I'm doing the adhesive side up. So that part in the middle here, we're just going to make sure we're just in the middle, and we're just going to flop that over. So we have part of it on each side. So purple there, and we'll do this one this way. Like that, and we'll do this one this way, like that. And then we'll just cover this up, like that. Yes, we're selling the towel topper die. Do we have the towel topper die in too? Okay, great. We might as well throw that up in there. This is the towel topper die someone just was asking about. Right here. So it makes these, and you cut the batting, the fabric, everything all in just one pass, and you're ready to go. So we have that today too. And then anything you get from us, any of this Accuquilt stuff, it's all 10% credit back, even on the sale items and everything. So we got our mat covered up there, and let's just send this through. Oh, you can cut 4 layers at once. So 4 layers with 4 layers of fabric with the web interfacing. Now, with this having the heat or the hot fix featherweight on this, it's going to stick to our mat like that, and that's okay. So what we're gonna do, we'll take our die away, and then I'm just gonna hold these here, and we're just gonna pull this off. I'll pull these off here like that, and then they just come right off the mat then for you.
How much is the catcher by itself?
Catcher by itself is MSRP is $179. On their website, they say it's a $179 value. If you were to buy it by itself, the sale price is actually $149. So you save like $150 by ordering it together. And then these you just peel these right off here. They stick to the mat there and you peel them off. You could probably leave the paper on maybe to help out with this. I wouldn't do as many layers if you left the paper on. I had already torn the paper off. So, but I think either way, because they came right off for us. So, but for this, we are going to make a little room here. So I'm going to close up our Go Big Electric. I'm going to go and unplug it here. And then you just flip this up and there's a carrying handle case or a handle to move it. And then we'll also move our die catcher down too. And then let's look at our table runner here. So this is black linen, black Essex linen. I really like this. So we're going to mark this up. I didn't follow the pattern exactly like we were saying, but you can see the top here. I have like lines drawn for the top there. So for this one, what I did is I found the center of this piece of linen, and then I also put black SF101 on the, what's the difference between regular hotfix and featherweight hotfix? Regular hotfix is almost too, it's almost too much. You don't quite need the regular hotfix. It's almost too sticky. The featherweight is just a little bit lighter and it doesn't gum up the needle at all. So that's why we always use the featherweight. The featherweight, the guy who makes hotfix, he was going to discontinue carrying the featherweight until we ordered like, I don't know if we could look up how many rolls of this we've sold. We've sold so many rolls of this. Now we are the exclusive carrier at Featherweight Hotfix. The guy who sells this, we met him at an event in Houston, Texas, and he said, you guys sell so much of it that you guys get to be the exclusive carrier for Featherweight Hotfix. We have sold over 1,500 rolls of this Featherweight Hotfix just on our live shows and stuff. So we love it that much. But it's just applies with a household iron. For permanent fusible adhesive, the edges of your fabric don't fray. It's permanent bond, washable, no stitching required. It can be stitched over and will not gum up your needle. You can also use it with Scan and Cut, Accuquilt, Stasics, Cricut, and Silhouette. But this is the featherweight version. Ruth Ann got us turned on to this. That's why we love it. So he might have lied to us, but as far as I know, this is the only place you can get it. So that's our featherweight hotfix. So I found the center of our fabric here. And then the marking tool. I'm always trying to find something to mark on black fabric. So this is the OESD pencil that is white and it's heat erasable. So I'm just going to find where that center is. And I'm using the grain of the fabric here, this line here, just to make sure I'm straight. And I'm just going to mark this down the center here of where that's going to be. There we go. So there's our center line there. Okay. And then from that center line, I took this and I went down 6 inches on this side and I marked it there, down 6 inches. And then I went from this center here to that mark there to get the angle there. Okay. And the same thing on this side. We're going to go down 6 inches and then go from the center to that mark there to get that angle there. And then I took this and I went down 6 inches and I just marked every inch here just to give us a mark to line up our feathers when we go to do this in the hoop. So I just marked some lines like that just to help us, okay? So this is black Essex linen. We have Shape Flex SF101 black on the back just to give it some more body. And then we're going to go ahead and hoop this up. So I have my 9.5 by 14 hoop here. And I'm going to loosen that up so we can get everything in here. Take the bottom of the portion of the hoop and put that in. Here's where your hoop slides in. So I want the bulk of my material to be out that way, out this way, out that way. So that way it's not in the bed of the machine. Okay. So I'm just gonna hoop it that way, and then I just want like a little bit of that edge to be caught there, just to hold it. And we'll go ahead and clamp this in. Like that.
What's the benefit of using like the black shape flex rather than the white like we normally use?
Just the black, because you're using black fabric. With this project, since it's black fabric I'm using a black bobbin. I'm using black thread. I'm using black shape flex. There's even black tearaway. There's black cutaway. There's black no-show. There's black bozal. So if you're using black, they make all these products in black as well, just so nothing like peeks out or shows through and stuff like that. Now, with the blanket stitch, I didn't use any additional stabilizer because it isn't that stitch intensive. For this, with the motif stitch or the satin stitch, I'm going to use another piece of stabilizer. I'm just going to slide it underneath though. I'm not going to try to hoop that up too, because I figure like to get all that in here right now, just sliding the stabilizer underneath is going to work for us for this. So I don't know if we have any black tearaway open. I'm not gonna open one for us because we don't use it that often. So I am just gonna use I'm just gonna use white, but get the black because it use the black. I just don't want to open what we have because I want you guys to be able to get it. I don't want to I don't want us to use it all here. So, and I'm sure we have one open somewhere. So I don't want to open another one. So I have it in there, hooped out like I want. So let's go over to the machine and take a look at what we're doing here. Okay. So. I have the black bobbin in, and then now look at this. Oh, sorry, Kate. Look at that ring of black bobbins. So if you get a bunch of black bobbins, you can get one of these bobbin saver rings, and then just look, you can keep all your black bobbins in there. I found this in the drawer, and I felt like I hit the jackpot. Look at all those black bobbins, all those embroidery bobbins. So get a couple of these, and you can keep track of your stuff. So you can have one for your white bobbins, one for your black bobbins. But I found this, and I was like, oh my God, that's the jackpot of all black bobbins. I thought that was great. So we have these in the bubble too, the bobbin savers, so you can keep track of your stuff, which is kind of nice. So I have a black bobbin in, and I have black thread in, okay? So this portion, you want this to be over on this side. You don't want to have to fight with it in the bed of your machine here, I feel like, so that's why I have it there. When I was stitching this out, I'm using the regular embroidery thread, the 40 weight with the exquisite, the green cone here, for the applique stitches when we stitch them down. But for the placement stitches, I want the thinner 60 weight thread for that. So it's this one here with the white spool with exquisite. This one's 60 weight. It's usually used for like fine lettering, but I want the placement lines to be real delicate. I don't want them to be real thick when I'm doing this, because I feel like the thinner thread, all you need to see is where they're gonna be. And I liked using the 60 weight for my placement lines to start. So I'm gonna use this in the machine first, since we're gonna stitch out all the placement lines for our applique, and then I'm going to switch to the regular 40 weight for the tack downs, the finishing stitch. So we'll go ahead and thread the machine up with this 60 weight thread. And then we're just going to go ahead and stitch these out. Now, the design on the screen here, it's the wrong direction. We want it to be flipped around the other way. So we're going to go to Layout, and we're going to do Rotate. And when you're in the embroidery screen, the design's all one, so you can why do I want me rotate? Let's go Return. It's all grouped, Edit, Rotate. There we go. So I rotated it. Normally, I don't know, maybe there's something, must be something I'm doing wrong or something. Let's ungroup those maybe. And let's go embroidery. Let's try to rotate it again. Layout, rotate. Okay, it's rotating now. So for whatever reason, when I had them grouped in the previous screen, it didn't let me rotate it on the embroidery side. So I had to ungroup them. And now when you're on the embroidery screen, everything's grouped together automatically, and then you can just rotate the design as a whole. So for placement, I'm going to turn on our projector. So it's a little cone here. And the center of our design here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, I'm not using a more visible color for placement because I don't want it peeking through over under the applique. I guess you could, depending with the satin stitch, you definitely could use a different color thread. That actually might be better. But since we're going to try the motif stitch, and there's a little bit of gaps in it. It's a little bit wider than the blanket. I'm going to stick with the black thread for this. But if you're doing a satin stitch, you could definitely use like a gray or something like that. That's going to show through a little bit. Can they see here on the projector? Okay. Oh, superb. Oh, wow. Look how great that looks. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Move, and I'm just going to move this to the center a little bit. So that points right there on the center. And then we're just going to move this up. And I used this line here for the placement, and you can do different. I did different ones just to see where you wanted it in the design. But the way we have it hooped, this line we can't get to, so it's this middle line is the one I'm going to use for placement. So we're just kind of placing it there, and we're just going to move it up. And the way I did the other one was I had. And as long as you're consistent on both sides, it'll be just fine. So I have that center, the point of that center feather on the line, and then I had these feathers here, that the bottom ones that point in, I just put them right on that line. So that looks pretty good for placement for what we're doing here with this one. So I like that. So we're going to say OK on the screen, and we're going to turn our projector off. And we're going to go ahead and stitch these out. So to do this, we're going to just stitch out the first one. And the design is placement, then applique, placement, then applique, placement, then applique. So to do this, we're going to let that one stitch out. We're going to say OK on the screen. I'm in the minus plus screen, so I'm in this screen here. So I'm going to select minus plus, and I'm going to leave it there while we're embroidering. And then I'm just going to use the down arrow and advance to the next placement. And then I'm going to start the machine. And we're just going to do that with each one of these placements. I tried color sort to do this, and the designs are too close to each other for us to be able to use color sort for these two different stitches. So we are just going to go through and just do it manually. So we'd go down and stitch that one. Okay. down arrow, and stitch. Yeah, if you have a hard time with the placement line, I feel like the satin stitch is the most forgiving. We're gonna check out this motif stitch. The blanket stitch was okay. I wasn't too thrilled with the way it turned out. Maybe if I was a little more diligent with the placement of them, I would have been better. So let's go down and stitch the next one. You wanna see what we're doing? Carol's here. Carol's gonna do our fabric show this afternoon. What fabric are you showing today, Carol?
Well, we're going to show the Tilda line. We're showing Spring Cheer. We have a bunch of bargains. We have more of those Disney icons and, you know, the 788 fabrics. We have lots of bargains. A lot of things to motivate you to get out that sewing machine and whip things out. Yep.
What time's your show today, Carol?
3 o'clock,
3
hopefully.
o'clock,
So
3
you
o'clock.
better get done.
I'm on it. I'm on it. We're going. It's right by the door. We got 2 more placement lines, and then we'll be able to place all our appliques. So let's do 2 more. I'm going to say OK, arrow down, stitch. Okay again, arrow down. You got 1 more feather to sew. And we're going to say okay there. I'm going to go back to stitch 0 because we're going to start over at the beginning. And I'm going to go ahead and switch the machine to our regular 40 weight embroidery thread. So we'll put that one in here. So we're ready to go to sew when we get back over here. I'm going to take our hoop out. Let's head up to the table here, and let's place some of our appliques. So I have all my feathers. My feathers in just a pile here. So there's my feathers, and here's our wool mat. We're going to take our hoop. Okay, so I can see where we're at here with this. And then Gypsy, are these from Gypsy? Yeah, Gypsy Quilter. Gypsy Quilter has these pressing tools that can really help you. And I searched for these, went and searched for these because this made a big difference when we were going through and placing these. So there's different shapes depending on what you're working with. I don't know, I was using this one, I felt like. But you could use any of these, the big ones. Oh, I kind of like that one. I think I'm going to use this one to hold it down as I'm pressing. Because if you get your fingers in there, you're going to burn yourself. So it's hard to see any stitching, but I can see it as I'm looking at it here. And I did the thinner because it's going to kind of disappear. So this, I did one of these purples in the center here. So I'm just going to take this and get that lined up inside the stitching as best I can. And then I'm going to take my pressing tool and I'm just going to hold it in place like this. And then I'm using the Laura Star here. And we're just going to get that down And then you just want to press. You don't really want to iron. You just want to like press, give it a little steam there, and then it's fused in place. And then I did, let's see, this one. I need one like this. On this side. So I kind of look at the point to get it placed. Kind of hold it down there. Good. And then let's do a purple one. Purple one here. Just going to press the point in. Okay, I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to get that point set and then get the rest on there and give it a little steam. And then the Clover mini iron is great for applique. Oh, that would be too. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Clover mini iron. That would be so great for this too. And then we're going to do a blue one over here. Let's find my right shape. Okay, here. This one's the right shape for here. So we'll get our point placed there. That looks good. I'm going to hold that in place there. There we go. And then we'll do a purple one this way. That's good. I'm going to hold that down. Good. And then we did another purple one this way. Hold that down, get the point in there. I'm telling you what, with this iron, it like instantly fuses, instantly. And then let's do a blue one this way. Put in the point there. Hold that one down. And then I got a purple one and a blue one on this side. So I need a purple one in this direction, not that one. Not that one. There's one. Okay, so this one goes this way. Okay, I'm going to hold that one down. I got one more here. Here's our blue one. I'll do that one there. Okay. Hold that one down. Now looking at this, I think it would be neat to have like more coming this way maybe, doing another one here and doing one here, doing one there. I didn't do the embroidery for that, so we can add those later, because you definitely want to do your placement line and then go from there. But I think adding like another purple one here and then a blue one down that way, and you could just keep this thing going. So let's throw this in and stitch it out. So let's go back over to our machine. Now, when you're doing this at home, you might not want to do this part here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say OK on the screen, and I'm going to hit this button here. What that button does is it makes it go through the color changes without stopping. I'm going to let it go around the stitch again, and then do the finishing stitch, because I'm going to show some products while this is stitching, so we don't have to stop and keep advancing through. At home, you might want to advance through depending, but we'll see how this looks. This is the motif stitch. I got the thread in, so I'm just going to let it rip. I'm just going to let it go. I can already see like I'm off a little bit now on this one. Hopefully I'm okay. We'll see how it looks. I knew the satin stitch would be the most forgiving, but and I feel like you're going to get the best result with the satin stitch. But let's check out the motif stitch too to see how that works. So I'm curious how this first one's going to go. I might stay here 1 second till it. Okay, so while it's stitching out there, I'm having a there's one feather that I can see is just this feather here is a little bit off. I can see that one's a little bit off from where I placed it. Part of me wants to rip it off and fix it, but I'm just gonna let it go. We're just gonna let it go, and we'll be back to check it in a second. So we're gonna show you some of the products that we use today. But first, it's the Go Big Electric here. It's the largest one. It comes with the part that flips up here, so you have the entrance part for your die to go through. And then right now, it's going to come with the free die catcher too. So this is the die catcher that's going to come with. You can purchase this by yourself if you already have the Go Big, but it's just a nice system. As you feed the die through, it just catches the die for you here, and then it holds your power cord. Now, with the Go Big, you're also going to get the Flying Geese die. Let me show you which one that one is. Do you have it? Oh, great. Okay. Awesome. Oh, perfect. So, yeah. I should have fixed it. That's okay. That's okay. See, you can see right from there. Like, that's okay. So the motif isn't as forgiving either. So I think satin stitch is the way to go. I love the satin stitch anyways. It's just because it's such a nice finished look anyways. So go with the satin stitch. I'll just say go with the satin stitch. But this die comes with the Go Big Electric, is the Flying Geese die. And this one has half square triangles and a triangle here for you. The nice thing about all these things is the dog ears are cut off for you, so it makes it great. I used this die to help us put together our Advent box quilt, cutting all those pieces out. I was able to cut that out, and I used this this half square triangle. And this Flying Geese die, would we have it by itself too? So if you want to get this Flying Geese die, this is one of the ways to get these half square triangles. Flying Geese. I forget what size these half square triangles are, but this is one of the only ways to get this half square triangle in this size is with this this die here. So this is the flying geese die by itself if you want to get this one. It makes these right here. That's the actual size of the flying geese. But then if you want those half square triangles in this size, I think they're 3.5 inch. So 3-inch finished half square triangles. They're on this die here. Okay. So the Go Big Electric and the die catcher. Do we have the die catcher by itself? Okay, so if you already have the Go Big Electric and you want to get the die catcher by itself, you can do that. Again, this power cord houses inside there, and you'll get that 10% credit back. A lot of these Accuquilt orders, some of the bargain things that we had last month, all that stuff had to be shipped here, and then we just ship it out to you. But some of the other stuff can, a lot of it gets drop shipped. So we submit a drop ship order, and they ship it right to you. How come it isn't stitching right on the previous mark that because you changed the type of stitch for the cover? Stitch right on the previous mark. It is stitching right on. I just laid the applique down a little bit off. It was my fault when I laid down the applique. So the satin stitch, I feel like, is the way to go, just because you don't have to be quite as particular. Because if you think about like a blanket stitch, I mean, it is just one stitch line. So even if you're off like 2 thread thickness, you can tell. So I feel like they give you the blanket stitch and the motif stitch for you to use, but I feel like it was more my placement than anything for these. So I'm going to do this again with a satin stitch because I think that'll turn out best for us. So that's the Go die catcher, the Go Big Electric. The Go Bolt is also on special right now. Do we have that box for that one, for the bolt catcher? Someone wanted our bolt that we had in stock. We only had one that was one we were using, so I sold it to her. So we're waiting for our other one to come in. But this is the Go Bolt Electric. It's a little bit smaller. It's a compact version electric one. It doesn't have like an entrance platform. You just feed the die in. But right now, through the month of March, if you purchase the Go Bolt, this one will cut 4 layers of fabric. You get the die catcher for free. So there's the bolt back there, 12 inches wide there, and then you get this bolt, the die catcher for free. And then this is a space to hold the power cord as well. So that is the die catcher that you get for free. And if you already have the bolt and you want to get the die catcher by itself, we have that in the bubble now too. But through the month of March, you're going to get the bolt and the die catcher for free. And what will the finished project be? This was my inspiration here. Was this this table runner down here to put feathers on the table runner like that at a point. So that's what we're kind of working on today. Okay. So we have some stabilizers for you. This is no-show black. So this is no-show. Same no-show in white, but just in black. This one's 12 inch by 10 yards. And it's just a light cutaway in black. So if you're working with black materials, you might want to use this, and it looks like it's at a bargain price. Do we have some of these downstairs? We do? Okay, that's great. Oh, it's 88, so I don't know why we marked it down, but we did. But we have 9 of these left. So do a design in the center of the table runner with a satin stitch. You can use this. Yes, perfect, Janice. That's a great idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a one with a satin stitch in the middle so I can show them all. Thank you. I like that, Janice. That's perfect. So this is the no-show in black. We only have about maybe 9 or 10 of these left in stock at that discounted price. So if you're looking for no-show stabilizer in black, now's the time to get it at that $18.88 price. That's good. I think these were like 26 or something maybe originally, and we have it marked down a little bit for you, but we only have those ones at that price. So
we also have the 20 inch or 20 inch by 10 yard. I didn't have it over.
Is it up
here,
there? Is it I'll just show them that one.
Yeah.
So this is the same no-show, but in a 20-inch roll. And then, is this one marked down too?
Looks like it.
Okay, and how many, do we have some over there?
I don't think so.
We don't think so. We only have like 1 or 2 of these.
Probably.
Okay, if it goes to waitlist, waitlist authorize it, because we'll check our inventory. Since we haven't marked down, we can't order it in again and offer it again at that price. So we'll sell out what we do have in stock. So if you want to get the 20-inch by 10 yard, go waitlist authorize. We'll check our inventory right when we get done here and update the quantity so that you will be able to get that as well. And then do we have...
We have the medium tearaway 20.
This one?
Yeah, that
okay.
one.
So this is this one's also a 20-inch. This is medium tearaway, and this one we have about 15 of these left. So these are marked down, and this is medium tearaway. So you could use this underneath there. And I should have, with the satin stitch, you probably want a little more stabilizer under there, so you could slide a piece of this black under there since you're using black fabric and stuff. So this is medium tearaway and black. It's nice to have the colors. They come in beige, black, and white. So beige is if you're using like on a white t-shirt and if someone's gonna wear it, if you put white stabilizer underneath a white t-shirt, you can see the white ring. But if you use beige, you don't see it. I don't know how that works, but that's what they tell me. So the black's nice for the black things that you're working with. On the back of our table runner, I SF101'd it. I use Shapeflex. So this is the Shapeflex here on a roll. So we have it in 5-yard cuts. So you can get a 5-yard cut of it. It's 20 inches, which is a great size to work with, but you'll get 5 yards cut off this roll. It's the same interfacing fusible woven that we use in the white, but it's also in just in the black here as well, okay? And then also, if the 5-yard cut is too much for you, we have it in a
2-yard cut.
2-yard cut. So you can get a 2-yard cut of this as well, and it'll be 20 inches wide in a 2-yard cut, and that's great for you too. So the beige blends with your skin, yeah. So, and then since we were working with some of this black materials and things, they also have bozal in black. I like the bozal when you're working with things because it just gives extra body to stuff. When Tiffany originally made the sample of the tote she brought in, it was floppy because she didn't use the bozal in it. There's bozal in here, so it stands up on its own. It doesn't flop on you. So there's bozal in here. It's just like a foam interfacing. You've probably used it before. I use it for things that you want to like trapunto or really to define the stitches. So this is the black bozal. This one is a 36 by 58 inch roll or package. And this is single-sided fusible. So if you want it fusible on one side, you don't have to fuse it, but it is available to be fusible if you like. So that is our bozal. So we also have soft and stable. This one, I feel like, doesn't feel like the bozal a little firmer. Yeah, the bozal is just a little stiffer. Soft and stable is a little bit softer, but it's still stable. Same size. This one has no fusing on it. So if you want one that's not fusible, there's times when you really don't want to fuse it. And this has like a little bit of like nap to it that this fabric kind of sticks to it and stuff. So this is a 36 by 58 inch piece, soft and stable. And it just adds, and it really, when you embroider on this or a quilt on this, your stitches just really pop. So I really like that. So let's see how we did over here, okay? Oh, not, so satin stitch it is, satin stitch it is. Some of them I did really, really good. Other ones, not so hot. So let's just take a look here. So you could like where it's sticking out here, I guess it's kind of hard to trim this because it's that because this is really fused down. So you'd have to get under there and kind of trim it. I don't know if you even could. I did pretty good though. I'm not too. I don't hate it. If you wanted to, you could take a little liquid thread, a little Sharpie, and you could kind of Sharpie those lines since it's black, and I bet they disappear. Do we have Sharpie? I'm curious.
Try erase marker.
Let's see if it works. Oh, there's the ticket. There's the ticket. That's it. Little liquid thread. Doesn't it look a lot better now? Yeah. Little liquid thread on there. Yep, little Sharpie saves the day. Little Sharpie saves the day. Yeah, same thing on this side. Little Sharpie. Oh yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah. Yeah, this one looks great now. Hey, you can solve any problems with a Sharpie. Look at that. Now look at this. Let's show this side too, Kate. Let's see, okay, I'll bring it over and we'll take a look. I just hit some of those edges with and it looks a lot better. Yeah. Liquid thread. There we go. The Sharpie did it. Yeah. You know what you need is you need Sharpies and that whole color pack. That would be great. We need to sell those actually. Yeah. I buy all the colors. Yeah. Look at that. See? You use the motif set. Just have a Sharpie in your back pocket when you do it. That's great. Okay. Good. So there's our there's the motif stitch, and I love the idea. I'm going to do something in the center here, maybe like maybe a circle feather in the satin stitch, and I think that'll turn out really nice. So good little sample here of what you can do. But that liquid thread, hey, save the day. That's good. Okay, and then this pencil that we used, it's heat erase, so it just comes right off when you heat erase them too. So I really like this, and then you just peel the peel it back as it goes down with the little string here, and then it just gets longer, and then you can even sharpen that up too if you want a little finer point on that. But these are nice because you can mark black fabric and it disappears, and then it doesn't leave any marks. I know some people say about the friction pens, marks coming back or staying and things like that, but it just this being like a little chalk, it really works well. So. Oh, linen. Okay, so this is Essex black linen. It's 55% linen, 45% cotton. It's just a really nice weight to embroider with. So if you're doing like a John did those garden flags with this. You could, or he did quilters cotton, but you could use this for like embroidery projects, batik projects where you want a black background. It's just really nice to work with. It's just a little thicker body than quilters cotton. It has a nice feel to it, like linen napkins or anything that you want to do with this too. But this is the Essex linen. Oh, that's a good price, $12.95. You'll get the 10% credit back on this too. But it's 43 inches wide. It's a linen cotton blend. It's machine washable. Machine wash, hang to dry on delicate cycles. So it's definitely machine washable. Essex black linen. It's just a really nice weight to work with. So if you want to get some linen to work with, it's nice to work with. So
We have some black bobbins and the bobbins.
okay, so black bobbins. This one's here. So steady stitch bobbins. There's 36 class 15 bobbins. These are for the Baby Lock and Brother machines. Just pre-wounds of black bobbins. 36 of them. When you're using black thread up top, like heavy stitching for black thread, you want to use a black bobbin, I feel like, because if there's any tension differences, sometimes the white thread can pop up. And if you get those pokies coming through, it looks better with the black bobbin. So if you're using black thread up top, go with a black bobbin. There's 115 yards of continuous filament polyester, one-time use black bobbins. And then storing them, a great way to store them is the bobbin savers. So you can fit, how many can you fit in here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. I bet you can get 24 in here. I bet you can get 24 bobbins in here. So it's just a nice way to store all your bobbins. So you could take them out of here, store them there. You could have a white one, a black one. You could have different colored ones. So you might need a couple of these. Do they come in different colors too?
They do.
They come in different colors. So if you're particular about your color, they come in blue, green, lavender, and red. So it's just a nice way to store your bobbins. That way they aren't rolling around in your drawer. So I like these bobbin savers for that.
You want to talk about the software?
Yeah. So Accuquilt has a couple different softwares available. You got it there? Okay. Which one is the 1999? Okay. This one, is that Basic Tools?
Yes.
Basic Tools. So Basic Tools, organize your Accuquilt Go dies and set up your workspace for quilting success. This easily find dies loaded into your software with searchable die library. Stay organized by marking and managing dies within the library. For minimal fabric waste when cutting fabric, rough cut sizes are provided for each cutting patch, ½ inch larger than the shape on the die. So basically, you get this software and then you enter into the system every die that you have, and then they're listed there, and then you can utilize them to make different quilt blocks. Well, maybe not to make different quilt blocks. Maybe that's what Block Maker is. But the Basic Tool is a searchable die library, personalized die management with rough cutting in a customizable workspace. So it's a pretty inexpensive. It's only like $20, $19.99, and it's just a basic way to keep track of your dies and to keep you organized of what you have. You can print out the dies that you have so you can kind of keep track. So if you're looking for a die, you know you have it, you know it's here for you, so you just got to enter them in. So that's a nice way to keep track of your dies if you want to, if you're starting to collect some Accuquilt dies, you know what you have, know what you don't have. So that's the Basic Tool there. And it comes with a download code there for you. And it works both on Mac and PC, so you don't have to worry about that, Mac and PC. So that's the Basic Tools. And then there's the Block Maker. So the Block Maker, design quilt block. Here, let me turn this way. Yeah, that would be so you don't buy two of the same. Yep, so you don't just collect in doubles of things. Design quilt blocks and patterns. This powerful module is packed with everything you need to design, organize, and create visually stunning quilt blocks and patterns with your Go Cube sets. Whether you're a seasoned quilter or just starting, the Block Maker makes it easier and faster and more fun. So it's a searchable die library. You can personalize your die management of what dies you have. It gives you rough cutting, and then access to all 216 block designs from Accuquilt. There's a block designer that you can design blocks yourself. Fabric swatch importer. You can import your own swatches of fabric. This one's a little more pricey, isn't it? $239. Yeah. Smart Quilt Builder designs quilts and lets software automatically calculate measurements from piece sizes to fabric requirements. Built-in user manual. So this one's a little more of an investment when you're working with this. But the other one is a no-brainer because you can just keep track of what you have. This is for doing some custom quilt blocks. I heard this is amazing. A couple customers who've had this really are enjoying it. So if you want to learn more about this, take a look at their website and stuff. But we definitely have it available to you. But this is the Block Maker, the ultimate quilt design software for Accuquilt. Okay, so these ones are Starstruck. So this is a quilt kit. Make these $99.88. So we're gonna drop the price on these a little bit. I hope Gloria's not watching. We're gonna make these $99.88. These are all the fabrics to make this quilt. Look how cool that quilt is. So it's gradient of the colors and all the fabrics in there and all the colors. So you get the black and all the different rainbow colors there. But this is Accuquilt friendly. So it tells you, includes Go instructions there. So it tells you which dies to pull out to cut everything perfectly. So, and it makes that entire quilt. So there's enough for the quilt top and binding in this large throw quilt size. And it's gonna be 53 by 77, Wilmington prints, Starstruck. So that's the black with the gradient colors and all the primary colors there. So we mark these down, plus you'll get the 10% credit back. So that's a nice way to get started with these Accuquilts. And all the instructions are in there for you too. So we also have this kit in, these are nice colors, so neutral colors. So a neutral background. And these aren't quite as bright rainbow colors. These are more like, this would look really nice. I feel like these colors will look really nice in someone's house. So we mark this one down to $99.88. Plus, you'll get that you'll get like $10 back on this too. So that's a nice one. And then the instructions are in there for you to help with which blocks to use or which Accuquilt dies to use to cut this out. And it's all done right on your Accuquilt. So that's really nice. It takes, I think there's several dies that it takes, but at least it gets you in the right direction as far as cutting those out. Look at all those stars. That's a pretty quilt. I like that. That'd be a good couch quilt. And these are nice colors. This would go in a lot of people's houses. So, and then some applique dies that working with. This is Rose of Sharon. This was a really popular die. It's all these flower dies. Now the Accuquilt software that we're going to show you guys from In Brilliance, you go and you pick the die that you're working with in the applique, and then you go to this menu and all the shapes show up, and you just pick the shapes that you want to use, and then it automatically like places them for you to get these flowers like that you want here. It's a really neat thing. Tommy was showing me today. We just we weren't sure how to get it to you guys to sell it because we saw it on In Brilliance's website, but we want to bring it to you. So that's coming. But these are really nice. This Rose of Sharon with the different shapes to cut these flowers out. And then all the designs are free on Accuquilt's website as well. This was a good one, this heart one. You can use the heart for so many more things than just the heart. So like on the back, so there's 2, 3, and 4 inch hearts. But look at the back here, like that heart quilt there to do something with. You can even take hearts and turn them into like a shamrock. So thinking outside the box that way with it. Even with this feather die, they give you an idea here of using the heart in the center and going out with the feathers. I thought that looked really great. Here's another one here. But look, even this flower here, using the tip of that feather and then having them go down that way. Really neat. So that's a nice one, is the heart die. And then America's birthday, stars. That's you need stars. 2, 3, 4 inch stars. God bless America. So look at the back here. Look at all the patriotic stuff you can do. Oh, look at that star ring. I love that. Love that. But here's like stars there. I love the stars on here. You couldn't do these stars without this applique to get those points cut like that. So that's the star die. I'm going to do a starred circle. I'm doing it. I want to do it. So I gotta quit my job so I have time to sew. Oh. And then look at this birdie house. Oh, this is cute. It's the perfect time for the springtime. This is the bird and bird house. So you can do a little bird. And then these are the applique dies as well. But look at the back. They give you some ideas of what you can do. So just a little quilt with the birdhouses around there, a little like a pillow there to create a birdhouse there. Or Love Brings Us Home, more block ideas. But definitely go to their website. You can do a lot with these. But then all those designs are free for you to do the embroidery for this too. And then here's a fun one, like a whimsical house. So this looks like raw edge applique, where they're just stitching inside with that. Free downloads available. The die includes all 10 shapes. So there's like the sun, the trees, the house, the hearts on there as well. Let's flip it over. You can make the houses look very different. Look at the trees here you can do. That's a great one. I really like these applique dies. Numbers. These would be hard to do without the shape. These are great because you can get the embroidery designs for these too. These are the actual size. So you get all the numbers, special characters there. So if you're doing something birthday-wise or a growth chart or something like that, here's the numbers. Let's see what they say. A counting quilt there for a kid's room. Oh, like an Advent box there with that, or an Advent wall hanging. So that's pretty neat. So those are some classic numbers. So we got some bobs. Are these all bobs? Bobs. Okay, we got some bobs. These are block on boards. So it's one board to do the entire block. So these are the magnolia bud to create these magnolias here. If we flip it over, we can see, oh, look how neat that is. That's a cool quilt. So there's the bud. There's different ways to do it. You can make a pillow. You can make a whole quilt out of it. So that's great. I'm telling you, Accuquilt's website, go to the website. There's a lot of free stuff. Yep. To look at. This, the Hunter Star, we want to make one of these. This is intimidating if you didn't have this Accuquilt die to cut those kind of shapes and things like that. But with the Accuquilt die, the dog ears cut off, you could really make this quilt. So really 2 fabrics, and look how stunning that is. You want to 2 fabrics that are definitely different colors, but also different values. So a light and a dark to get the best look. Because when you're looking at a quilt from across the room, the value really makes a difference versus just the color. So look how beautiful that is. Oh, that's stunning. Yep. I love that. And then we did this one last week, the Ohio Star. This makes a 12-inch block. So a 12-inch finished block, that's great. We did a red, white, and blue version of this in batiks for all the pieces. Let's see what the back shows. Here's like different colorways, different ideas that you can make with the block there as well. So these are bobs, block on boards. Cutting mats. You always need cutting mats. So are these the 2-packs? Is that what we're selling? Or are these singles? And
We're selling the 2-pack.
they're all 2-packs? Okay, great. So we got a 6x6 2-pack. So they come in a nice 2-pack for you. It says 1-pack, but this will definitely be the 2-pack. So 6x6 cutting mats for the smaller square dies. For appliques, they're great to have. So you get 2 cutting mats. When you're using your cutting mats, you just want to flip them over and use both sides. Your cutting mats have hundreds of uses. Your dies have thousands of uses. So these last a long time. 5x10 is the size of die. Is that the one we were using today, the 5x10? Is that the size for the feather? I lost my feather die. That's okay. Yeah, I think this is what we were using today was the 5. I was using the 6x12 because that's the one I had opened. But this is a 5x10, and you'll get a 2-pack for this one as well. And then 6x12, this is a common one for ones like this size. Those match there. So those ones, you'll get a 2-pack here. And then for the big dies, your strip cutters and different things, this is the 10x24 for your big die cutters. You'll get 2 of these as well. And just flip them over when you use them so you can score both sides.
We can talk about the die care pick.
Okay. So certain spots on the dies, you'll get some threads that pick up, and you just need to pick those out. So they have this little die pick that you do. So there's a straight edge and a curved edge here just to help clean out those. So it says, a must-have tool for proper care cleaning of Go dies. Keeping your dies free of threads will produce better cutting results. After each use, safely remove any threads that may become embedded between the blades and the foam. It's normal for threads to get caught where the blades meet the die. Move with tweezers or this, and you can use adhesive lint roller to go back and forth over it too. And then these little storage bins for your 6x6 dies. This holds 8 dies in here, so just a way to keep organized. So there's a little tab you pull out, and then it's just a little storage place your dies slide into. So it's just a nice way to keep your dies stored. And then
We can go through all of our strips that we
strip,
have.
yep, let's do that. So Kate pulled some strip cutters for us. Strip cutters are great for borders and different things. Ruth Ann has a quilt that she that everything was just in strips, and we kind of looked. I think we looked at that last week, didn't we? A little bit. But this is a nice. This is like a value die. So this one has a 1 inch, a 1.5, and a 2 inch all on one board, which is kind of nice. So you can cut all the shapes. And then if you're just, if all you're doing is just cutting 1 inch strips, you can lay your fabric over that. And all you do is just cover, just lay fabric where you want that to cut, and it won't cut the rest. Or you can just place your mat over top of the blades that you want to cut. So this one's great because it, the value die gets you a 1 inch, a 1.5, and a 2 inch all in one. So I do really like this one for that reason. So that's one strip cutter there. The 2.5 inch, this is the most popular die they sell as a strip cutter because our bindings are normally cut at 2.5 inches. So you'll get 3 strips out of one, and you can actually get cut up to 6 layers. So you'll get 1, 2, 3. So you'll get like a lot of binding with this in one pass. So you can stack up 3 layers of fabric, and you'll be able to cut through. So, and then we have a 3.5 inch. So you get 2 strips on there to cut 3.5 inch strips for borders. I like cutting the borders on this. I know Carol was pulling strip dies for some of the stuff she was working on for kits, cutting this so she didn't have to cut them. Plus, they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect when you cut them with the Accuquilt. That's why it's in the name, accurate, Accuquilt. So, and then another size is our 4.5 inch. So this is a 4.5 inch. Another one great for borders. And then you can also use these to subcut things. So if you want to lay the fabric this way, you can subcut things as well to get things cut out 4.5 inch for you too. So you can use these for more than just strips as well. Oh, look at the back. I should have showed the back of the other one. So look, that's a neat quote you can do with this one. So those are all 4.5 inch strips. That's neat. And then, yeah, there's some other ideas of way to cut things just to, what will you create with your die? Is that everything? Oh, you know what? Let's do that that one log cabin. Yeah. Look how perfect this log cabin is. So Carol made this log cabin block. She's doing a whole quilt. Look how perfect it turned out. So that's the front, but let me show you the back. Let's show you the back and look how perfect this is. Like, zoom in a little bit there. Look how perfect. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. The local quilt guild, their theme this year is log cabin. So we have a beautiful log cabin quilt next door that was using this die to make it. But look at the back here, even just doing a quilt like that, stunning. So that's the log cabin die. Block on board, and then you can make a perfect log cabin. So I feel like it takes the intimidation away. Cutting can like intimidate you, and you don't want to mess up your fabric. Fabric's expensive, and with this you get perfect cuts every time, and there's no mistakes. So. Good. Okay. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you guys enjoy these Accuquilt lessons that we do on Friday mornings. We're going to keep it up and keep showing you stuff. But don't go too far because Carol's going to be back on around 3 o'clock for our fabric show. She's got a lot of great stuff to show you guys. And I'll do that satin stitch sometime here on this one and show you guys that, and we'll take a look. So. Maybe I'll just design that real quick and stitch it out while in between the shows, and we'll show you when we get back here. So don't forget, you get 10% credit back, and we'll see you soon, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.